You will respect my authority!
Hey guys, what's sizzlin'? It's Daniel, or Dan, or Danny, or DP, or whatever you prefer to call me, as long as it's not hurtful. Welcome to Friday Night's Alright for Chatting. As you may recall, last week's episode delved into the rather stressful topic of internet challenges. This episode, however, will have quite a change in pace, as here I'll be talking about stress in general, as well as ways to help relieve that stress. Everyone gets stressed out by different things, whether those things be environmental or internal. Usually for me, there are three factors that stress me out the most. First, there's expectations and pressure. Since I'm a singer, musician, writer, songwriter, poet, etc., I very often feel intense pressure to live up to people's expectations, whether it be for a performance to be stellar, or for every script line, musical note, or song lyric I write to be absolute gold. I have astronomically high expectations for myself. And as a result, negative thoughts can often plague my mind, even though you never really see this on the outside. Second, there's scheduling and deadlines. Since I'm in college, and even more so studying music in college, I have plenty of workload that I usually have to finish each day and each week. And sometimes when the workload is too heavy, it can feel like a down-to-the-wire moment. And last but not least, we have reminders of times that I wish to forget. You may not know this about me judging from my personality, but I do have a lot of awful memories and regrets. And whenever anyone or anything reminds me of these memories, it can be really ugly for me on the inside. Although again, you never see this happen on the outside. Whenever people come across their biggest stressors, that's when the concept of fight or flight is involved. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about this concept before, but for those of you who haven't, it's when something really stresses us out and we have to decide whether to stay and fight it or run from it. If you choose to stay and fight it, that doesn't literally mean that you get into a fight with whatever's stressing you out. It actually means that you take advantage of proper stress relief techniques. Here are some of the ways I often de-stress, and these can often vary depending on what I feel like. Let me begin by saying that all too often I rely on surfing the internet in order to escape stress. I know for a fact that I have to do much less of this, even though I am a YouTuber, so I technically have to be constantly on my laptop whenever I'm making these videos. Sometimes when I spend too much screen time, I tend to feel slightly disoriented when I get back into the real world. However, if I make more time for physical activity instead of too much screen time, then I often feel really good. Speaking of physical activity, I love to ride my bike or head to the gym whenever I want to blow off some steam. And when I'm at the gym, I also love to listen to music while I'm working out, which really amps up the experience. Speaking of music, I also love to listen to music. As for my favorite genre, although my favorite is musical theater cast recordings when they're fantastic, I love a majority of different genres. As long as it's electrifying or poignant, it's not generic, and it inspires great ideas, then it's allowed on my playlist. Sometimes though, it's always important to take things at a zen speed. I love a good nature walk when the weather's really nice. I also like doing yoga, tai chi, and meditation. Speaking of meditation, although I might have said this on some of my social media platforms, all throughout July, I'm attempting a 1-month meditation challenge. This challenge means that every day in the whole month of July, I'll be taking 20 minutes of my time to sit, focus on my breathing, and filter out any and all negativity. Although I can see how it won't be the easiest thing in the world, especially if either a foot falls asleep or thoughts start racing throughout my mind, I can say though that at the end of the month, I definitely won't regret it. I know, I said I gotta have less screen time in order to de-stress. But however, watching a great movie or TV series is another great stress remedy for me. Some of my favorite movies include Hugo, Inside Out among other Pixar gems, The King's Speech, Life of Pi, Won't You Be My Neighbor, and around the holidays, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Good food, especially comfort food, can also be really comforting. No pun intended, of course. Some of my favorite foods include cheese, eggs, raw spinach leaves, bananas, and Oreos. I also love cooking and can definitely make great omelets, popcorn, and sandwiches. Of course, I also know that not losing portion control is extremely important. When you're feeling negative emotions, sometimes letting it all out is absolutely necessary. Just make sure to find a quiet, private place where nobody can hear you scream. Of course, I am aware of how people say that punching a pillow can really help do the trick. Finally, I always love to hang out with friends, especially as a way to escape stress. Friends are an essential part of life. They can help you make fantastic memories, and they're always there for you whenever things get tough. To any and all of my own friends who are watching this, thank you all so much for everything over the years. I definitely look forward to going on more adventures with y'all. Well, that's the end of today's episode. Sorry if this episode wasn't as funny as the others. It was just hard to think of really funny jokes for this particular topic in a short amount of time. And also sorry if the frame rate in this video kept changing. I promise that someday very soon, I will get an actual camera instead of using photo booth. By the way, what stresses you out the most? Do you have any techniques that you use as a way to relieve stress? Please feel free to keep the conversation going by either dropping a comment or a video response with the hashtag Friday Nights Alright for chatting. Don't be mean though, I'm watching you. If you like this video, please feel free to click the like button. If you'd like to follow me on more of my adventures, please feel free to click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so whenever I upload a video, you'll be the first to know. Also, I've left the links to all of my social media pages in the description below, in case you want to follow me on social media. Alrighty then, thank you all for watching, I'll see you next week, stay awesome!